So we're going to be watching the Kirby Air Riders Direct. If you couldn't tell by the screen, you guys, super intelligent people, I bet you could read all of those words. Unlike me, I can only read some of them. So what we're really hoping for is, I want to see a game that is a decent continuation of Kirby Air Ride. Good sequel, more content, more like updated styles, and possibly more modern, but I'm not looking for anything that's super crazy, unless they come up with ideas that actually work. So what do I want to see in here? Well, I'm gonna be looking first of all to see if we can notice the driving style. So if anybody hasn't played Kirby Air Ride, it's a little silly in that you don't press a button to accelerate. Your vehicle's always accelerating, but you have the ability to brake and drift as your means of like turning and getting special boost charges. And that's really like, that's the core fundamental thing. You could also spin to do attacks, sort of like F-Zero 99, which gave it a bit of an interesting use case, not just for racing, but also a little bit of battling. And so I'm looking to see if those driving tenets are basically the same. Driving stats, so racing stats that make sense for the game. Well, we'll see if those are still around. I believe Kirby Air Ride had 9 of them, but it could be 8 or something. And each one of them changed how the cart worked, and it also worked to allow complex carts that differentiated themselves from one another, and it allowed mini games to function in a different way. But before we get to mini games, I want to talk more about like the racing styles. So there are 3 ways to play Kirby Air Ride, and I want to see how many of those are brought back. The main one in the game that people don't play are the regular race tracks. There were a few of them across different settings, and you would get your cart and you would race the track. And it was decently fun, but not always like the best. There was also top-down racing, which is smaller tracks where you look down from above and you play an isometric race, which could be fun with other people, but usually pretty short, not the most complex. Then there's City Trial, which is what most people are hoping comes back. And that's, you compete in a city in order to get stuff, whether they are stats, items, whatever, to build even other carts and things like that in order to build a cart. And then at the end of a time limit, 5 or 7 minutes or whatever, everybody plays a random mini game. And that's just how Kirby Air Ride works. So your ability to compete well in the mini game that wasn't exactly told to you beforehand really comes down to what cart you built, what stats you prioritized, and how good you were at. There were things like unlockable colors, and in some cases I think a few characters, but nothing crazy. But what made the game fun was sort of like the early battle over stats and such in the City Trial. And that's mostly what people remember it for. So when it comes to that side of things, I'm hoping for a continuation of the City Trial with multiple maps. And I want to see if they scale it up. I want to see how they work that. And personally, I think an 8 to 12 player version of City Trial could work, but you would also have to do the mini games pretty well for it. So there are a lot of different varieties of mini games in the original. What I'm looking to see here is, I actually wouldn't mind if like the full race tracks became a possible mini game and that you didn't know about. I still want to keep the blind aspect of maybe getting some hints as to what you're doing, but not the whole thing. But I want to see possible co-op. I want to see races included, possibly top-down races. I want to see more random stuff, like they had a little dartboard where you launch off and you try to hit stuff. I want to see all of that stuff in here. Hi, Afrin. How you doing? We're gonna just be reacting to this because I'm now a React streamer. I said so myself. But we can talk a little bit about Kirby Air Ride, the 2000 meh something predecessor to this. I'm hoping. Everybody's hoping for like a Kirby Air Ride 2. Wow! So I'm on some medication right now. I've got nerves up the side of my face that are causing pain. So I'm not going to be doing a stream later today, but I'm going to get my reaction to this done, up, and all of that stuff. Is there really anything else? Oh, I want to see if they add more variety for like bosses in the city, because something that happened in City Trials is there was a chance of an event happening with like 2 to 3 minutes left where something would spawn in the map or some terrible thing would happen to the map that would like hurt you or would change up everything, like maybe a million weight up for the carts spawned or things like that. I want to see how that works, and I'm really hoping for that 8 to 12 player. I don't know. Anybody out there excited for this? We'll see. We'll see. Ooh. Scary times. Scary times. We still have 2 minutes. Put a marker down because I'm now done with my rant about the old Kirby Air Ride. Comparisons will still be used. By the way, I'm just watching this through the Nintendo of America channel. It is what it is. YouTube actually linked me to, or it suggested that I watch the Japanese Direct, but then I remembered that I don't speak Japanese very good, so we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Bop, 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 bop. Is it time? 1 minute left. Let's mute and delete stuff because I can. Woo! We deleted it! What are you doing? I don't know. I'm crying because look at this. People are looking for $80, $60, $70, raise the price, $700 game. I think it depends on the size of the game. I can see this being anywhere from $50 to $70, depending on how big they make the game. I think Sakurai's been working on this for a few years now, right? If it was always decided to be a Switch, that would be another big question. Is this Switch 2 only, or is it Switch? Because if they've been working on this for a few years, they might have had the general specs of Switch 2 and we're building it for that. That's a good question. Let's go. It's a Switch 2 game. They said so. Dude. There's a good one. So this is a little bit of what they showed before. We have some of the legendary vehicles back. Kirby Air Riders Direct. Immediate jump into this, guys. Dude, Sakurai is so good. His YouTube channel is really nice. Yep, 4-player game. That is something that I was wondering about for a while. Instead of Kirby Air Ride 2. Ah, they're making new riders. Okay. They're doing the Smash Bros thing. It is Sakurai, I guess. Okay, King DDD is a player. Heavyweight rider, rules of raceway. He has a hammer, so he doesn't get the ability stuff as much. Flashes with the foe, slices through Probably better at flying. Bandana Waddle Dee. 30 rider who builds boost charge. Ooh. That could make him pretty good, actually. Chef Kawasaki. Recovers an extra amount from food. That's interesting. We saw a couple things from tracks there. Yeah, there were Meta Knight and King Dedede in the other ones, but Kirby was basically the main rider. Okay, so the characters have traits, but can you take them to other carts? That's less of a question.
当時の春研究所社長の水原さんにぜひともと強くお願いされたからです。
Okay.
その頃私はスマブラスペシャルのダウンロードコンテンツ制作に忙しく、とても手がつけられなかったのですが、マッハで企画書を完成させました。
I remember that he sent out the proposal right after.
紹介していますので見てやってください。開発担当は
When he was doing his YouTube stuff.
春研究所ではないのですね。私こと空とバンダイナムコスタジオは
This isn't a HAL game? Okay. Or no, that was the team making Smash was Bandai Namco. It was no longer HAL. Okay, so let's... Dude, he's doing the full breakdown. I did my intro to what the game was. Erase the battle with familiar characters on the courses. Yeah, that.
これは完全にマリオカートで良いでしょう。私も話を受けた時にそう言った。それでもやるの？
It's like it's basically Mario Kart.
このゲームの訴求点はレースではないと。
He's not wrong. As I said, the city trial is the big thing for a lot of people in the game. So.
3, 2, 1, start!
It still has the races. Is this still 4-player?
本当に作られていますね。これからたっぷり説明させていただきます。
Okay, how to ride. Do the basics stay the same? Is the important thing to me.
様々な形状や特徴を持つ乗り物。これがエアライドマシン。略してマシン。
That's the same. The
上に乗る
traits.
人は通称ライダー。
They're called
ドライダーでは
riders.
ないですね。
They don't drive, they ride.
マシンは通常ホバーのように床から少し浮き上がっています。
Yes.
そ
This
して
is
自動的に前進しています。
okay. The moving forward automatically
使う
stays.
必要はありません。
No need to push the button.
スティッ
You
ク
have
を前に倒す必要もないの
small
で注意してください。まっすぐ走っているときはスティック左右だけで向きを変えます。
Yes. All of this is still basically the
操作は
same.
ワンボタン。プッシュを使って制御します。ボタンを押すとマシンが地につき、プッシュしてブレーキ。同時にボタンを押しっぱなしでチャージを行います。
Yes. This is
ただ
all
まっすぐ走って
nice.
るときにボタンを押してもあまり意味なし。きつめのコーナーがあったとき、スティックを真横に倒しながらボタンを押すことでザザッと血を滑りドリフトします。
So everything so far is basically the same,
そしてチャージを貯め続
which
け
is nice to
カーブの
know.
出口で一気に解放。ドリフトを兼ねたチャージを繰り返すことで激しく速く進めます。これが基本。
It looks like there's a decent variety of tracks
し
too.
ますが、まっすぐ走っているときはボタンもスティック前入力も不要です。
Now what about
左右と
attacks?
カーブでボタン。そして多くのマシンは滑空することができます。
Most machines can glide, which means there are some that can't. I think the motorbike one couldn't really glide very well.
グライダーのように宙に舞います。スティックを手前に引く。つまり下に入力すると機種を上げて上に浮かびます。
Yes.
スティックを前に倒すと機種を下げて降下。
Yes.
なので普段走ってるとき、
So far, I'm actually really happy with this
ジ
because,
ャンプ台でいきなり落ちてしまう。
yeah, don't push the stick forward when riding. It won't go well.
平行に合わせてください。 ナイス着地でスピードアップできます。
Okay, nice little
ハンドルを切る
burst
に
of
も
speed.
飛行するにも優しく操作をすることが大事ですね。
Okay, all of the
そして
basics are
前
really
作はプッ
nice.
シュを司るワンボタンのみで遊べたのですが、
Yep, you
今回
did.
は残念ながら
Then we've added
ボ
this.
タンを一つ追加してしまいました。
Unfortunately, we've
その
added
方
a
が遊びの
second
幅が広が
button.
るので
I like the
マシンを落ち着け
unfortunately.
るプッシュボタンに対して
Oh,
スペシャル
man.
ボタンと言います。
We have a special button.
チャージゲージの近くにスペシャルゲージがあります。
Was he in 5th place?
これが溜まった時にボタンを押すと
He was in 5th place.
スペシャルライダーが発動します。各ライダーごとに個性があって、より早く進めるものもあれば攻撃に特化したものもあります。
This doesn't feel like a bad addition. Okay, the collection. This could be all of the characters. I don't know if other characters will be added in the future or will be hidden. But Kirby Air Ride wasn't really a game that depended too much on the characters and was more based off of what you can do in the game. So wait, the blue one is different than the, so are all the Kirby colors different
カー
or
ビィだけは4つのスペシャルがあり、色を選ぶことで使い分けられます。
I see. I was right about that. The different colors are different
シレ
specials.
ット、キャピーが混じっていました。
Cap, he's hiding releases of characters in here.
あとスペシャルボタンにはもう一つ重要な機能があるのですが、それは
Okay.
後ほど。
We'll get to that later. That's good.
今お話ししたことを含め各種走行テクニックは
Oh,
教
this
習
is a
所で
tutorial.
学ぶことができます。
Tutorials is
ゲームする
good.
前にチャレンジしてみると良いですね。
Non-required
全部のチェックを
tutorial
終え
is
たら
really
このゲー
nice.
ムのテクニックは万全になっているはず。
You're a fully fledged air rider now, guys.
そし
Okay.
てマシンの性能は様
This
々で
is
す。
probably the most important part of this, even more so than the riders. Let's look at the machines. Okay, we have the balanced one. This one should be good at flying, but pretty bad on the ground. This one, I think, is bad at turning, right? No, can't boost charge. Willy is bad in the air, good at... Shadowstar, I think, is new. Attacks. Cool. It is a paper, better at fighting, but fragile. Offers good acceleration. Ooh.
速いとか小回りが利くといった基本性能だけではなく仕様が変わりま
Yes.
す。
Big thing in Kirby Air Ride was different vehicles had very
例えば
different
ヘビー
properties.
スターはチャージをため
Longer to
それを燃料
charge,
と
but
して
my
走ります。
goodness, was it beefy. But I think it only used burst stars to move. The swerve
リングスター
star
は走りと止まりしかありません。
only accelerate and
プッシュ
stop.
すると止まるのでプッシュして向きを変えて飛び出すという。
Dude, the swerve is so funny. There were two types, machine gun- yep.
ありましたが新たなタイプが登場します。
New types. New types. The chariot.
二輪走行で安定して走れます。ついでに言うとかっこいい。
Okay, so we have two wheel type. I'm excited to see that. Tank star. Is that a
プッシ
tread?
ュしても速度を止めずに直進します。そして向いている方向にチャージダッシ
Oh, that's cool.
ュ。耐久性も高いです。
That one's
なぜか
cool.
キャラ立ちがあるマシンたち。これが一つの魅力になっています。ところでマシンは
Depending on the in-game rules, machines can end up in half broken.
実はこの時少しスピードア
They
ップ
get a
しています。
speed boost
見え
you
切
get a
ったりするに
speed
も
boost when
有効かもしれませんね。
in danger. Cool. Cool. Not the
前作
riders
では
again.
メタナイトとデデデが かろうじて参加していましたが、マシンを自由に選べませんでした。
Yeah, they were sort of stuck.
今回は自由に乗せ替えることができてよかったね。
Good,
ライ
good,
ダーは
good.
他にもいます。
Oh no, we're doing the riders again. We're still showing off new ones. Why are these sprinkled everywhere? Oh, perfect landing attacks. Go! He's got a big tongue. Watch out for him. Waddle doo! Weird. Knuckle Joe. They basically went all out on adding different characters here, huh? Susie. Wait, deploys a propeller. Okay.
ライダーは軽さや大きさでマシンの性能に影響を与えます。
Yeah, that's
同じワゴンスターでもカービィが乗ると小さくなり、
smaller if it rides, but bigger if King. Oh, wait, hitbox
マシン
change.
自体が変わってしまう不思議さ。イメージ通りカービィの方が加速に長け、
Kirby has better boost and can turn faster.
デデデの方は最高速
King
で
DDD has increased top speed, power, and durability. Yeah, so your characters
し
matter
かし
about as
走行
much.
性能が変わるだけではありません。例えばデデデやメタナイトは近接攻撃ができます。敵に近寄るだけで自動打撃。キャップ
Interesting.
は帽子がシールドになっていて打撃に少し耐えます。
Ah, Cappy, your hat's
で
gone.
すからそれに合うライダーを探せると良いですね。もちろんコースやルールでも相性が生きると思います。
Courses and rules, man.
だからエアライドでは
In air ride mode, you'll select the course first, then the machine and rider. Okay.
しか
I
し
think there were only
ライダー
5
が
courses
選べ
there,
る
right?
となると気になること、コピー能力はカービィしか使えないのでは。カービィシリーズですから敵キャラクターからさまざまなコピー能力を奪えます。それはカービィの1000倍特許。他のライダーに対して有利というか楽しさに差が出すぎますよね。そこでいろんなライダーがコピー能力を使えるようにしてしまいました。
Wait, other characters can use the copy
全てのライ
abilities?
ダーにコピーボールが付き
Everybody can do it.
やります。
Everybody can copy ability. Okay, that's cool. Means that the specials are really what you're choosing. You're not choosing a gameplay style. Well, you are, but not completely. Nice to see that a lot of the copy abilities are basically what they were in the past. A couple new ones. Steel ball is a bowling ball. But how many tracks are there really?
スティックをガチャガチャする必要がなくなりました。
Good.
自動でパワーが溜まります。
I don't want to do.
コピー能力は単に攻撃するだけではなくスピードを上げるためのものもあります。コピーを持つ敵キャラを捉えるには目の前でプッシュ。
It's still the one button
つまり
gameplay.
ポンとボタンを押す。カービィは吸い込みですが他のライダーではキャプチャーという技で捕まえます。
Yay!
川崎はオタまで捉えるなどちょっと特殊な人もいます。
That's funny. He got the tongue. Okay, so they all have their own animation for how they
コピー能力を持っていない
capture.
相手を捉えたら星型弾にして打ち出します。なおコースを徘徊する敵キャラを倒すと砕けた星を得て加速します。敵を倒した方が有利。キャプチャーによる星型弾やコピー能力などを駆使して
Everything's
ガンガン倒すという
looking pretty good so far from this as a
ルー
successor
ル
to
によっ
Kirby
ては
Air
ラ
Ride.
イダー単体で歩くこともあり
Some
ます。
riders might even wander around by themselves. Here we catch a really reveal the newly added character.
スターマン
Starman.
です。
They're still doing this. It's so funny.
もともと雑魚的だけれどライダーはメジャーなキャラクターばかりではありません。個性重視で出場しています。これを機にスターマンの可愛さに気づいてくれる人が増えたらいいな。
People realize how cute he is. He's a star man. Okay, so air ride as a mode.
エアライド、つまりレースモードについて説明しておきましょう。
How many modes are there? Because there were 3 in the
マシンと
original.
ライダーでゴールを競うものですね。最大参加人数は6人です。
6. Okay, we're from 4 to 6.
可能なのですが、適切に1位を競うのはこのぐらいがバランス良いと思うので絞っています。
Interesting.
参加者が多くな
I
ると
thought it would be
ごちゃご
8.
ちゃ過ぎたり、勝ち抜く可能性も低くなったりしますから。とりあえずこれから1周だけに絞って遊んでみます。
The chaos
人のプレイでは
is
画面用意するかもしれませんから、画面から少し離れ
not
たり、
always
画面を小
super
さくする
big.
のがおすすめです。海のコース、ダグウォーターを選んでみましょう。
We flow waters, guys. All about that ocean.
海コースって青い海、白い砂浜、ラテンが流れていたりして、のどかなリゾート風味になりやす
Oh
いですが、
no, what did you do
こ
to
のカー
this?
ビィのエアライダーはそん
What
なに
did you
甘くは
do?
ないです。ご覧ください。
You make it stormy.
海の面行ってみます。
3, 2,
海がい
1.
きなり割れてますけどね。わー、すごい。何が起こってんだろうなんてのんびりして
He's
る場合
doing
じゃ
this
ないです
boost.
が。
We're parting the sea.
敵が
Dude, this looks
走った
cool.
走行席にはスタースリップというのがつきまして、つまりこのキラキラしてる星
Oh,
です
he's driving back
それ
there
を
to show
捉える
off.
ことでスピードアップすることができます。また自身が敵キャラクターとかライバルを攻撃するとその分スピードアップすることができます。攻撃によって
This
相手の
is
足を引っ
really
張っているの
cool.
が
I
あっ
like
て
this track.
攻撃によって
You notice that the tracks are
自身もスピードアップする
really
そういう
tight.
遊びなんですね。
Oh my
いろいろ
goodness.
スピードアップしてますけど
The tracks are really tight, which it helps. The player count really helps with this. Probably why they decided to keep it pretty small. I thought we were going in the whirlpool there. There's 2 different mini maps on the left. Interesting. Very interesting. Didn't really get anything from that. I guess he got first. And that's 1 full lap. That track looks really nice. So my question for Air Ride is how many tracks are there? I don't think the original had that many, so we're hoping for at least what, like I would be hoping for 12 to 16 tracks? And if 1 track races are a thing, then maybe you can have them appear in City Trial too. The air ride courses. Okay, good. There's 1. That's sort of like the basic one. Surprised he didn't show off that one in the race, but it was the one they used for a majority of the videos. That's 2. This one looks pretty fun. Ooh. Did that? It's going over itself. Really? That's cool. The track fell 4? Mount Amber Falls. Different. Okay, it's got snow and autumn. Autumn and fall. Got the food thing. We're only seeing 4 tracks, but he didn't even talk about the one that we just did. So at least 5? Okay, there's no trail boost.
ライバルが走った軌跡を捉えていきましょう。そしてライバルや敵キャラへの攻撃。
Interesting. So the comeback mechanic in this game should be really strong.
いろんな攻撃アクションができるゲームですが、先行者の邪魔をしたり足を引っ張ることが主体ではありません。やられた時のダメージリアクションも低めです。後ろにつくことにより、また攻撃により自身をスピードアップさせて競う遊びです。
Basically, how well can you follow
ゴ
people?
ールした後、オンラインでフレンドではない誰かと遊んでいる時にはフィニッシュ後さっさと次のセッションを探します。他の人のゴールを待っている必要はないのですね。
Okay, interesting. Interesting. This is Kirby Air Riders, Tommy. It's the follow-up to Kirby Air Ride, which was also a racing game. Also, hello, yes. New carts being shown. Slickstar was in the other one. Wait. Yeah, this is a sequel to Kirby Air Ride. Yeah, they addressed it at the beginning. They're like, wait, are you sure you want us to make a Mario Kart-esque game? But Kirby doesn't play much like Mario Kart, and we should see why soon. We've been focusing on... Dude, this has been 20 minutes. We are halfway through this direct. Only halfway through. We've been focusing on the racing right now.
ゲームスピードが速いと思ったらお試しください。エアライドは通常マシンを壊せることはないのですが、ルールでマシン破壊ありにも。
Yeah, cart destruction can feel pretty bad. It's got that whole thing in it. The part that everyone's been waiting for. Wait, they just skipped over top-down view. The main event, guys. The main thing.
前作はある程度の広さを持ったフィールドが舞台でした。
Yes.
今回も箱庭空間であることは変わらないのですが、
Wait.
今回はなんと空に浮かぶ島が舞台です。
Okay, that makes sense.
その名もスカイア。他のフィールドはありません。
It's the only city trial map. Oh. I was hoping for 2 or 3. I was hoping for 2 or 3. It looks like it keeps a lot of the stuff from the original city trials. Tommy, when this was announced as a game, I was more excited for this than literally anything else that they had on here. That they would have had on the Switch 2 during the launch season. It looks like they took the city trial map from the first game and expanded on everything that was in it by a massive degree. Because I'm not seeing anything that's completely brand new except for the pirate ship, right? Oh, Coliseum's new. The mall. So is this also 6 players, or does everything would have to be 6 players, right? Oh no, this was a massive one.
このスカイアを舞台に自由に走り回り、マシンを見つけて乗り換え、あちこちに落ちているパープを拾い集めます。
Yep, you get machines, you get power-ups, and then... Ooh, the time was 5 minutes. Could that be scaled to 7 like in the other game, or...?
すると、そのままスタジアムへ。
Yo, it's back!
尖ったマシンと様々な特製のスタジアム
You do a mini game?
簡単に言うとこんなゲームですが、まずは対戦人数について。
Okay. In previous games with the 4 could play split screen. I'm guessing it would be 2-player split screen.
16人参加できるようになりました。もちろん、
Okay.
ですし、仲間とスイッチ2を持ち寄っても楽しめます。
That went the exact opposite direction from what I was thinking. Local support's 8.
CP と含めて16人にはできます。
Okay, that went the complete opposite direction. That explains why the map is so big.
できる人は増えましたが、一人で遊んでも面白いので、CP を好きな数だけ入れて延々と試すのも良いと思います。
The mini games mostly they look similar to the other one. The old one. Wow. The 5-minute time limit as well as the general flow. I mean, I know the general flow. You select your rider. Looks like there's room for more. Everybody starts on the basic one, and you try to find better vehicles. Yes, you want to swap to something that's better, and then once you have a decent cart.
ここで大事なこと。ボタンが一つ増えたという話をしました。
There is a new
空車に
button.
向けてスペシャルボタンを押すとマシンを降りずして直接乗り換え
You
られ
don't
ま
have
す
to jump off your machine anymore.
ライトスター
Interesting.
と自身のマシンが壊れかけている場合に限り
Your machines can break in city trial, so if it might be a good idea to just swap.
必要があったので進歩したもんですね
See?
なお降車も
They
スペ
fixed
シャル
it.
ボタン長押しでできます
We can still dismount and run around like crazy people. And we can murder them for their machine. Does that heal them? Yes, possibly. Probably. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's still the same 9, I think. Which makes sense. I don't think there's really any that they could have added. Unless they want to add a special one? Special charge? Okay, stick spin is no longer a full spin, it's just back and forth. Not sure about those power-up icons. They're basically a more colorful version of the ones from the first game, which they're supposed to be flat. Everything here seems to be a throwback to the old game.
さっさと空車を見つけて乗り換えていきましょうさまざまな箇所でマシンを乗り換えパワーアップを取って強化していきますフィールドではさまざまなイベントが起こります
Okay, the events are still here.
翻弄されたり大きく稼いだりとまちまち
Yes, superpowers.
その中で特に特徴的な
Okay, new events, guys. We need new events. Boss fights?
ショートレースとデスマッチ
Wait, what?
それらのイベントが始まるとフィールドのどこかにスタートエリアが生じます
They're adding races to
そこ
it?
に急いでください
Okay.
参加しないのも手です早く入るとスタート
Get there early. You can keep collecting power-ups until... Wait, what? Okay, so the earlier you get there, the better.
スタート地点に入った人でフィールドの一部を区切った街中レースが始まりますなお部外者から見るとレース参加者はゴースト
Okay, so the racers are ghosted, so you can't affect them.
レースが終わったら順位に応じたパワーアップデスマッチの場合スタート地点に入った人同士でバトルしますもちろんバトル寄りの性能
To raise their battle stats? Yes, because the stats
マ
matter.
シンは普段自由度が高いですが耐久性は低いのでご注意ただ不利でも参加した方が結果的にパワーアップしやすいかも
Yeah, but if your cart gets destroyed,
デスマッチから退場しますが
do you still
マシンは
lose it?
壊れません
Okay, your cart won't be destroyed. So there's some downside, but not massive downside to joining with a bad cart.
もらえるのでほとんど結果を出せなくとも参加した方が有利かと思います
Good, good, good. Probably. Yes, because
ボスが出現するイベントもあり
there's
ます
always the strategy. There's also event bosses. Yes. Event bosses were a major thing in the first one. Now, they've been skirting around one thing in particular so far, and that is legendary vehicles. All of this is holding the same playstyle as the first one, with more additions, which is what we wanted. What do giant... Portals take you across the map. Interesting.
パワーアップはあれだけ取れば良いというわけではありません競技種によっては操作しにくくならない程度に抑えた方が良い場合もあるのでマシンと合わせて目指すイメージに合うようにしてみましょう
Yeah, some power-ups sort of hinder you if you're going for specific styles. Like weight is not good if you're doing a flying vehicle.
そうこうしてフィールドを走り回っているうちに5分の制限時間がやってきますそして仕上がったマシンの性能を確認しつつ全員スタジアムに流れますめちゃくちゃ速い飛行なら負けないバトルでダントツ小回り重視など仕上がったマシンの特性を
Yeah, but
よく見ておきましょう
none of those matter if you're not racing on something that works.
5分のフィールド戦の後、決戦の舞台スタジアムを一部ご紹介
Let's
しましょう。
go. So with 16 players, I'm imagining that there's going to be a few less boss ones. Air glider is gliding the furthest. Which is always funny on mediocre vehicles. Drag race, just drive in a straight line as fast as possible. Target flight, there's one for the ground and one for the air. Boom! You went high risk there, huh? Dust up derby. That's just destruction derby in a final stadium form. Wait, what? This looks terrifying. That one's brand new. Go for the 500. Gourmet race. Eat the food. Eat the
いろんな競
food.
技種があるんですね。もちろん育てたマシンに有利不利が生まれます。
Yes.
基本的にはスタジアム種は多くの中からランダムで選ばれま
You
す。
said usually.
まず16人参加ということは1位になる可能性は16分の1しかないということになります
No,
よね。
my chances are 100% because I'm the
中に
best.
は
Come
100
on.
人で対戦をするようなゲームもあるので気にしないでいいのかもしれないけれどあんまり勝ち目がないのも厳しい。それにせっかく育てたマシンが
Wouldn't want players to not have a chance of winning with the machine they made?
というのも
Oh, he's hinting
そ
towards the
の
hint
いい加減
system.
さが面白さかな。
He's hinting towards the
アバウトで
hint
適当
system.
だからこその良さもあります。まあしかしどんなマシンでもある程度奮戦できそうな手を考え
Any
ます。
machine can compete.
今
Uh-oh.
回はスタジアム種をランダムで出てくる4つの中から選べるようにしました。マシンやパワーアップの方向性などに応じて好きなスタジアムを選んでください。スタジアムの傾向はばらつくようにしています。成長結果などによりおすすめマークがついているので迷ったらここに入りましょう。
So wait.
16人の参加者は同じく提示された4つのスタジアムのどこかに入ることになりますが、どこに誰が入ったのかはスタートするまで分からず、ここから駆け引きが始まっています。自分が飛行型マシンだからと飛行系競技
So
を
do
選
you
ぶのも
play?
手です
Everybody
が、
plays.
誰
You're
かが
collecting, but you might not be fighting against all 16. You might only be fighting against 2 or 4 other
スピー
players.
ド系や障害物系に行くのもありですね。もちろんその裏を書いて突出した飛行マシンが飛行競技ではなくスピード競技に入るのもありです。なるほど、これは面白いですね。では、シティトライアルを CP 相手にワンプレイしてみましょう。CP を
Interesting.
11人で12人戦で試してみます。
Interesting.
とにかく毎回展開がコロコロ変わるので、
No,
効
like-
果が高いものになると良いのですけれども、
So city trial is a crazy thing because you never know what's really happening anywhere on the map
はい、
that you're
始め
not.
ます。最初のライトスターは弱いので、よく見て、
You already
近くの
burnt
マシ
out
ンに
your.
乗り換えを行う必要がありますね。ウィングスターあるからそれ乗り換えて。
Okay, he's going for flying immediately. Top speed, weight.
最初のライトスターだったら
And glide.
特にボタンを押さずして、ぶつかるだけで乗り換えることができます。そして当面はコンテナを見つけて、それを破壊して中身を得るというのが
Yeah, breaking boxes is super important. This looks really pretty, actually.
そこに込んでもらう
Event 1.
イベントが起こるんですけど、今
I believe this event only takes place during the match, right? Like during the city trial section for a limited amount of time.
上の方まで行けそうですね。なかなかいいかもしれない。ちょっと地下街とか見てみましょうかね。空飛びやすくなってる。
So the underground mall area is still here?
地下の氷がありますね。うわ、浮いてしまう。なかなか浮いてしまう。
Break it!
まあまあ邪魔な時ありますけど。
Break it! We're already a minute through.
起こるのがイベントなので。そしてこれ
Got an item? Hide it. Throw it.
自分の邪魔して
It's
どうするっていう
giant!
感じですけど、こういうところ通るとスカイアが空を浮く島
Because the subway is a little bit different in that it's now sort of hidden out of the way a tiny bit.
環状線も紹介して
It
おりま
used
す
to
けれども
just be that a thing on the edge of the map that you'd run into.
外側を回っています。そして
I guess it still is for a few of the
ここの方に
places.
入力をしておくと左の方ですね、赤い線になって途中下車ができるというような要素もあります。お、レアコンテナ、珍しい。
Destruction Derby is on the way.
デスマッチが始まってしまった。ウィングスターだとめちゃくちゃ不利だから、ここはワゴンスターに乗り換えておきますね。
There are 3 people in here?
ウィングよりはいい。
Oh yeah, no, anything would be better than the Wing Star in here, except for maybe the Paper Star. Paper Star is weak, man. So now they're stuck here, fighting to the death. Ouch, CPU 12 died, guys. I'm not even paying attention to what he's saying. I'm just watching the game. I'm just like, it's happening, guys. It's happening, guys. They're dead. You've killed them. I think he's the last one standing. Almost everything that he got was like battle oriented there too. Congrats in the first place there, buddy. Congrats in the first place. Dude, do it. Go in there. Go into the organs. No, he didn't fly it. He wants to keep it secret. No. One of the funny things about the original City Trial is there were just random secrets hidden across the map that were completely unrelated to anything. Oh, guys. I sort of want to know from people who didn't play the original, what's a good price point for this, do you think? Would you pick, what price would you pick this game up at? What you're seeing right now is a lot of what people, a majority of what people did in the original game. This mode was what most people played. Now that said, there is another mode from Kirby Air Ride that hasn't been shown off yet. Interesting. Congratulations on being the first one here, Tommy. And for pelting me in the face. Five, four, three, two, one.
おしまい。音楽もぴったりと決まるという。飛行13、そして加速も12。やっぱり飛行で攻めるべきですかね。
Yeah, he's gonna go
重たさ
flying.
も上がってるので、反面防御力とかも少しずつ上がってきて、だから何でもいけるな。
Ooh, air glider or target. Oh, single race is there. Interesting. Yeah, so you're not going against everybody out of the 16. You could be going against 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this is a bit of like darts. You have a few different shots to hit it with, and you're just trying to get the highest point. Really, control is what you're looking for here. Looks like each person could only get it once. Attempt number 2. There's some danger here to waiting, because you might not be able to get the one that you want. But rushing it doesn't help either. I do find it funny that he's just running around. So you get 2 darts, guys. And he ended up with 200 points. So some of those mini games are longer than others, which means the ones that you're choosing are just like, meh. Yeah, if you there is a strategy in City Trial where you just kill the other person's star with like 2 seconds left, and it basically gives them the basic ones. What time is it? 42? 3 seconds left. And we didn't talk about legendary carts at all. We didn't talk about that, or we didn't talk about the top-down races if they're still in the game. Are we thinking 60? The auto selection's back! But there are hints. Oh. Okay, so that one, everybody's working towards that one. So everybody will want to be building something. Yeah. Oh no. Up to 8 players can. Stadium is popular and has more than 8 participants in more than one room? Yep. Okay. That is an important question. Sort of boring. Okay, so you go against CPUs. And you're the winner no matter what. Funny. Funny. Tilt to vote. That makes sense. I like the customization. It's really nice. Dude, people still play City Trials right now. Even though we're in the 2020. Oh no. Give me a vocal, like what, just the instrumental version of this, I'd be happy. Dude, I was surprised when I heard this would be 45 minutes. Wait, they're releasing music from this game today? Interesting. That's a decision.
単なるコミカルレースゲームではないことは伝わりましたでしょうか。元のゲームは20年以上前のものですが、古さを感じさせず斬新な、しかも他のゲームでは楽しめない遊びがあると思います。今回の番組はこれで区切りですが、紹介しきれていないことが
I would imagine that there's more courses. They didn't talk about more characters that they didn't talk about. They did specifically say it was the only City Trial track. So that doesn't bother me. I know my Discord announcement is amazing. Okay, what's the teaser? What's the teaser? No, what am I looking at? I didn't play that many Kirby games, guys. I'm lost. Metal Knight? Wait. November 20th? Okay, we have our November game, guys. Oh no. Oh no, we've done it. No, Meta Knight's already there. Meta Knight was already shown off in the game. That was a sneak peek. Let's go to chat. Let's go to chat. Whoa. People are mad because it was 47 minutes instead of 45 when they said it was going to be about 45 minutes. Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited. That was a big one for me. It could have been bad. Could have been real bad. It's just a Nintendo Orchestra thing playing afterwards. I don't want to listen to that. So much better than Worlds. I mean, here's the thing about Kirby Air Ride is it doesn't have a ton of content. Doesn't have a ton of different content. So like if you think about it, what Mario Kart has the new Mario Kart has 30 tracks that are all pretty good. I think from what we saw from that, we're at like 60 or 66. We're at 6, which whew. Now, what's missing? We don't know the price. We know the release date. We don't know the price. We don't know of a few modes that could return or might not return. We know that there's more characters. We know that all the stuff that I was worried about at the beginning with like the racing style and the driving style, the gameplay style, that's all been kept mostly the same, which is really nice to me. I got everything that I sort of wanted out of that. Oh, that was scary. That was scary. I'm sitting there like, are they gonna change the driving? How is the city trial gonna work? I'm still a little bit sad that we only have one city trial map, but the 16 players for city trial completely out of nowhere. Completely out of nowhere. It looks like they kept most of the stuff the same there, and it looks like they didn't talk about legendary carts at all. The ones that you have to build. So if you played like Smash Bros, you remember that like Kirby items where you have to collect all 3 cart parts in order to make an attack cart. That's from Kirby Air Ride, where you have to collect all 3 parts and you're fighting over who can build it. Now that said, with 16 players, it might be much more difficult to have that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. That's it. It's everything from that. I'm really happily surprised that they kept everything how we wanted it to be, how it was in the original. So yay! Not played the original, so can't comment. Dude, the original 4-player city trial, amazing. But you have to have the friends to play it. And no, I don't have that no more because GameCube. Yeah. Also, Sakurai just does directs different, man. I think he learned from his YouTube, his 3 years of YouTube on how to present the information really well. Because I think this was probably one of his better ones, probably his best one yet. Like he did a pretty good job with the Super Smash Bros. Stuff. I think this is a good culmination. Now that does raise the question, because I think, hold on, I have to open a spreadsheet real quick. I don't think we have any games announced yet for September, really? And we just got Kirby Air Ride 2, Kirby Air Riders, for November. What are we seeing? Are we seeing a game for next month? Because if not, then the next Nintendo game after this, and after Kirby and the Forgotten Lands in upgrade at the end of this month, so like like a week and a half, a week or so. The next one wouldn't be until Pokemon in October. And that seems unlike them. So what small-ish game do you guys think we'd see? Because I think they just released Dragon Drive for $20. They're releasing Kirby and the Forgotten Land update for $20 with an updated campaign. I know we still have Splatoon. We still have Metroid. From all the rumors that I hear, Metroid is likely to be delayed until next year. But that's just rumors. Splatoon Raiders, Metroid 4. And that was it. Weird. I don't know. That was the React stream, guys. That was the React stream. I think Metroid's delayed. Yeah, it's the rumors floating around. And from what I saw of Splatoon Raiders, to be fair, we saw more of Splatoon Raiders than we saw of Kirby Air Ride coming into this, so it's really hard for me to know where they are. But we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. We're gonna have ads in 1 second. Don't bother staying through them. Let's thank everybody for stopping by. This has been my Nintendo Direct watch along. Goodbye.